If you're a fellow entrepreneur watching this, just do like this. Just do like
this is all I got.
I get here, I get a stall, which was one of the worst business mistakes I still believe to date. Every day he would call me and tell me, Madam, nimeshikwa na kanjo, tuma 2,000 na tuma. And I think the other thing no one warned me about was when to close down the business. Business is learning, have you paid your staff? What, have you broken even? Have you paid yourself? Have you accounted for the transport? Have you accounted for the idea of getting the business? The business can only be as good as the founder is. So that's the thing with networking. People actually tell you, this is how I'm doing this. If someone had told me fresh out of campus that business would roll and evolve me as a founder, as a businesswoman, I would have probably just looked down at them and told them they know nothing about where I'm headed in life. You know how you think business is all about, I have this cup, I bought it 100 bob, I'm selling it at 200 shillings, and I've made profit? Yes. That is not business, my friend. That is you creating a hobby and making use of your time, just rotating money around. Hi. I am Rachel Anita, host of Rare View Podcast, and welcome back to yet another episode of Anita's Takes. On this episode, we break down what no one warned me about business. Let's go. No one warned me that business would need me to morph into very many things and to learn and educate myself over and over and over again. My earliest memory of ever doing business was being a milk seller at Metamayo village. I know. If you know that's a small village, oh gosh, we should be buddies. It's a beautiful small village in Kisii, right close to Keroka, the first village you get to before you get to Keroka town. So I would have this 5 liter of maziwa, which would produce 11 cups. That is, if you're careful, you have to get 11 cups out of that. That 5 liter of maziwa. One of my fondest business memories was when I was around 10, 11, 12. I was the greatest milk seller in Metamayo village. Metamayo is a small village right before Keroka town, if you know your way around Kisii. So we had this 5 liter milk box that I had to get 11 cups out of. And the fastest thing I learned was that people love nyongeza. I don't know about you, but every time you buy something, especially locally, you expect someone to add you something on top. And I learned very quickly that if I give people extra portions, I end up with 10 cups, 10 and maybe a quarter. And my grandmother would not let me sleep that night because I lost 1 cup of milk. Where am I going with this? Business taught me how to be efficient in the small, tiny ways. I learned how to control my customers. I learned how to be the best milk seller in Metamayo to date. I learned how to talk to people, how to get customers. I would make people believe that my milk is the best milk, which it was in the town, because as a milk seller, probably you don't know this, but as milk seller, sometimes people would mix milk with water to make it more, to get more cups out of it. Some people would even mix ile chakula ya ng'ombe. There's a mixture we give ng'ombe that looks like milk into the milk to get more milk. But my milk was pure. That taught me that sometimes being authentic to what you sell and being truly honest with people sometimes gets you far. Sometimes, highlighting the sometimes in business. So once I got, finished my class 8, went to high school, I didn't do much business in high school. I was really studying. Then in campus, I realized, I know these things, I know how to sell things and buy things, and I'm a big champion of, if you're in campus, please do something. You cannot just be, this is bad advice. I wanted to say you cannot just be studying, but I feel like people have a lot of free time in campus to figure out, what they want to do. So I think in campus I did a lot of things. I was selling Colgates. I have sold vitu za kupika. I have sold literally everything in campus. Now remember, I became so good at what I was doing that finishing campus, I was so sure, what does an entry-level job pay in Kenya? Something like from 10K, right? 10K, 15K, hapo umepata a very nice job. I'm like, I'm doing business. Business is giving me like 50K. Why would I go and start there? That's when I started my journey of entrepreneurship. If you're a fellow entrepreneur watching this, just do like this. Just do like I have suffered in Nairobi trying to make money in business. Now, fast forward to 2019, September. I decided, you know what? I like all things beauty. I like looking nice. I like having my nails done. Why not do a brilliant idea of opening a nail bar in Nairobi? Wacha nikuje maji kwanza. I quickly learned that doing business in Nairobi, especially, is not milk selling in Metamaiwa. In Nairobi, you have permits. You have to deal with a government official every other day. You have to get proper staff to work for you every other day. You have to get a proper manager. You have to get the best quality items to use in your business. You have to get proper staff. Again, I would really highlight the proper staff. Warned me that staffing is one of the make it or break it things in your business. You can have the best business model, you can have the best idea under the sun, you can have the best product, but your staff will become your downfall. This was what, 2 years after campus, so I still feel like I know it all. I mean, I was the best mix seller in Metamayo. You can't tell me nothing. I get here, I get a stall, which was one of the worst business mistakes I still believe to date, is getting a physical store, recurrent expenses in business before you actually have a proper way of getting that money. I remember that Stamol 810. Hey. So I get this space, it's beautiful, we furnish it. Actually, I started this business with a cousin of mine, and we were very eager, 2 young girls. We have the capital, we raised the capital, we hired a manager, we had a nail technician. The first month I had to put in like 40k into the business because number one, my nail technician, who was not Kenyan, we all know the best nail technicians are not usually Kenyan. We get them from elsewhere and they really do a good job. And they don't have permits to work in Kenya. They don't have like the identification. So every day, I think he figured out that he could get money from me. So every day he would call me and tell me, Madam, nimeshikwa na kanjo, tuma 2,000 na tuma. Madam, nimeshikwa, every single day. The manager, I didn't realize actually when you open a business, you have to run the business. You have to literally run the business, which means haufungui shop, you hire someone, and then you know, wewe unangoja end month, unakaa unasema, aya, mulitengeneza ngapi hii mwezi? Mbona nini? And I think that is something that most business people need to know. Okay, me, I learned it the hard way. Me sijui how your business runs, but you have to be fully involved in every fiber of your business. You have to know, it was a nail parlor. How many people have come in today? What nail set did they take? You even ask for the photos of those nail sets. You check, okay, where was the money sent? Is it the pay bill? Guy, tulikwanga na pay bill. So I'm like, where? That business should be shaking. And I think the other thing no one warned me about was when to close down the business. As a business founder, you need to know when to shut down your business, which is not something most people will willingly do. Even myself, I will fight for that business to the end. But knowing that this thing is no longer serving me is such a great trait to have in anything, in your relationships, in your, you know what I mean, in your workplace and other places. So I remember that day vividly. I was with my sister, so to my car, and then this Burundi, I don't even remember, I think he was Burundian guy, was telling me how he needs to give money for what. If you have ever opened a store in those malls in Nairobi, you know they're not run by Africans. You know who runs them. And you know those people don't joke when it comes to their money. So this guy's already warned me, he needs the rent. The manager I had there wants money. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this anymore. I remember just getting out. I was with my sister, I don't know what we were doing, opposite the mall, there's Ismart, I think. I cried on those stairs. I cried when I realized this is not working out. But you know what? I had to move on. I had to accept, kuna venye, either I was not, and then that's the other thing. I was not prepared for the business, which is something most of us just run into things. Like I said, we think I buy this cup at 100, I sell it at 200, we think that is business. That is not business. Business is learning. Have you paid your staff? What have you broken even? Have you paid yourself? Have you accounted for the transport? Have you accounted for the idea of getting the business? And that is something most people don't do. So right now, what I'm doing as a businesswoman is, first of all, educating myself about business. One, you have to read. You have to hang out with people who know what they're doing in their businesses. You have to know, keep stock of things. You have to have the right company around you. But you have, I can't even highlight this enough, you have to educate yourself about the business. When I mean educate, I mean you have to read the books. You have to attend the classes. You have to upskill yourself at every moment you can get. Listen to podcasts that talk about business. Listen to people. Pay for these seminars, for these conferences. I am currently taking a course with Autonomy on how to run a business. You have to be in spaces that require you to grow. Sweethearts, if you're planning a business right now, even umechora, yes, business plan and everything, make sure you have the foundation. Make sure you know what is a business. What is a business? It's not just selling, that's a hobby. Selling is a hobby. Running a profitable business in Africa, I can assure you, there are very few mentionable businesses that are actually profitable. No one warned me I'll have to learn how to be a better founder myself, because the business can only be as good as the founder is. So the better you become in your craft, the better the people you're leading, the business you're leading becomes. It cannot, if you're stagnated, it will remain like that. If you cannot pay for an extra class, come on. You're running a business na unasema, mimi hata siwezi, eti hiyo kitabu ni 600, sina hiyo 600. Why? And you want your business to run. So those are just some of the failures I've had in business. And for me, my biggest lesson will always be, do your homework. Do your homework. Whatever field you're in, whether you're selling flowers, like we need florists for the rare bloom, whether you're selling cups, whether you're selling a laptop, whether you're selling a watch, you're selling a cloth, do your homework as the business founder. You cannot expect the people to come in, and that's the thing, we expect people to do more than hata wewe mwenyewe usifanye kitu. I don't know if you understand. Like my exact example, I hired people who are very competent, I would assume, but my leadership wasn't so good at that point because I didn't know how a business runs. I didn't even have a business model, guys. I didn't even have a proper business. Like, what was that? So expecting these people to give me returns, because mimi nilifungwa, I went, paid goodwill for the shop, paid everything, bought the set, got some nice furniture, got everything, and then I expected sasa mimi nakaa nyumbani, unanielewa, nakaa nyumbani, then napiga simu end of week. By then that was even worse. I didn't even check on them daily. End of week, Friday. Hi, aya mumeuza ngapi? Aya sawa. Okay. I think first of all, I would just have the groundwork done to the T. Do a SWOT analysis of the market. Do a pestle analysis of the market. Attend a class. Like before I start, attend a class that is related to that business. Let's say, what can I love books. If I was to start a bookshop, I would like to find like-minded individuals, entrepreneurship in that space. Where do they go? Copy that lifestyle. I'm sorry if it sounds really bad, but if you want to be good, you have to see who's good in that thing you're doing. What are they doing? What can you copy? And try to live that life through and through. And again, if I was to start a business now, I would start with planning out fast and start it in 6 months. I wouldn't start it today. Like, hey, nimesikia idea. Oh, these days we are selling books. Oh, this one. No. For the next 6 months, do my business model, do my business plan, my proposals, talk to people in that industry, copy the lifestyle of people I want to see. What are they doing? What are they selling? Find a niche, which is something people are really not finding niches these days. Like, we are all just find a niche of what works. And then in 6 months, when I have proper returns on investment of what I've invested, proper outline of what I'm doing, that is when I would start the business. One of the most underrated things for business people is networking. You cannot build alone. You cannot build anything of substance or value by yourself without knowing what your peers are doing in the same industry. Networking for me, let me just backtrack this. Last year, August, when I revamped the Review podcast and started, like I remodeled and redid a lot, it came because a month prior, I attended a networking event with what women want, and I met so many women doing business, and how they were thinking, how they were talking, the possibilities were endless. That made me sit down and wonder, okay, Anita, what are you doing? This person is doing this, they have told you this is how they do it. And that's the thing with networking, people actually tell you this is how I'm doing this. I don't know, people don't keep a lot in the networking events, at least I've gone to. And that is why I thought, as a way to, give back to my girls.
Oh no, that's right.
Why not network in the most amazing feminine way by bringing all these people I have met in the last year or so who have beautiful businesses that are thriving, to bring them together and just talk about business, what no one wonders about, the taxes, the scaling of it, the building, the making sure that we're actually getting money from our businesses on August 1st. And this is a special invite to you. If you're watching this, please come to the Rare Bloom. We would love to have you and love to share insights on businesses, the shege has shown us how you got through the shege and being on this other side of business. Our speakers are very special to me at heart. These are women I truly, truly admire. Domiana of Skin Soul Aesthetics. This is a woman who has literally built this thing from scratch. If you don't follow Domiana, please go and follow Domiana. She shows every day what she does for a business, every single day. And this is what I've told you guys. You have to see what people are doing to know that it can actually be done. The second lady is Grace Kabwaki of Posh Spaces. Now, Grace is a very interesting individual. She actually gave up her job without a plan, and it came to her that she can build Posh Spaces, and she did it. And she also shares every single day what she's doing for the business. I have just learned people share every day what they do for their business. I need to share every day what I do for my own business. And our beautiful moderator for the day, who will be Shiku Wendy Njoroge, Bald Necks. You guys are not ready. Just come, let us talk. As women, this is our own. We are built to nurture, and we nurture businesses that work. Come, let's nurture those businesses together. Let us network and let us build businesses that actually work. See you there.